Sierra.
Catch me in the mall, you know I buy it out G5 plane, yeah.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today and thanks for clicking on, my video and giving this a watch for me. I do appreciate that. Tonight I've got a friend coming over for tea, so I am not going to be making something healthy. I'm making a lovely tasty lasagna. I like to make everything from scratch because I just think it tastes better. I love to cook, so why not make things from scratch? I'd rather make it fresh than using jars and stuff. So I'm just going to sort of talk you through. I might speed up a few bits. I might just leave the camera running and maybe do a voiceover. I haven't quite decided yet, but obviously you'll see in the outcome of the video. I've just got my sort of ingredients prepped here ready to go because she's coming in an hour and a half. So I've got to get going really and get this made in the oven. So all I've got here is a little selection of vegetables. I've got mushrooms, red onion and a little bit of yellow pepper chopped up. That's going to be the basis of my sort of meat and tomato based sauce. That's going in with some steak mince and then just some blended tomatoes. I'd rather use blended tomatoes than using canned tomatoes. I just prefer it. I don't know why, I'm just being fussy. And then I've obviously got a mixture of cheeses here to go in my white sauce that I'm going to make from scratch as well. Obviously you have to make the thickening agent, so that's flour and fat combined together. And then I've just got some whole wheat lasagna sheets. I will be adding some garlic and some herbs, pretty much what I've just got in the house, but give it some nice strong flavour. So I'm going to get started then now. So I've already got my veg prepped up. So I'm just going to get my heat started. Just going to go grab a lighter because crucial thing, I forgot it. Let me just fix that. I'm back and I have a light. So I'm just going to, I've got a gas hob, so I'm just going to get that on sort of a medium heat probably. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of coconut oil to my pan. The meat will release fat anyway, so it probably won't stick to the pan. So, but just to avoid anything like that. A bit of that. I use a knife for everything. I really should use a spoon, but stab it. Okay, so just wait for that to heat up. Like I say, this is just going to be like the ragu sauce first, and I'm going to make the white sauce separately, and then obviously just combine it all together in layers with the cheese. Should be really tasty. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't had lasagna in years actually now. There are variations that you can do with lasagna. You can obviously make vegetable lasagna, just increase your vegetable intake, leave the meat out. You could use corn, mince if you wanted to. Or seafood lasagna is really, really nice. I have made that before on an occasion and it was lovely. Just using like the seafood already done mixes that you can get in the, any major supermarket. But I love lasagna. I love carbs. This is my treat meal, so I don't feel too guilty about it. So I'm just going to add in, the pan's heating up now, so just going to add in the meat. It's already started sizzling. That's one side. I'm going to give my hands a little rinse because I've just touched the meat. And just give this a little stir around. Start the browning process. It's really nice quality meat. It's from Marks and Spencer's, so it's got to be good, hasn't it? It's got to be quality. And I'm just going to add in these veg now with it and just let it all cook together. Nothing too complicated at this stage. Just meat and veg. So, let's give that a mix round. And throw all your veg everywhere. Awesome. Good start ahead. I really do love this pan though, it does get hot really quick. Okay, so that's all just going to simmer down and cook together nicely. I've got the tomato sauce ready, so that's going to go straight in my pan once the meat is brown. I want some of the fat to come off a little bit. I might drain that off and then just mix in the tomato and some herbs. So I might give a start on the white sauce now. So I'm going to heat a separate pan, saucepan ideally, not a frying pan, because obviously it will go everywhere. So just like that, really. And then I'm going to make, it's called a roux. It's the combination of flour and fat together, and that thickens any sauce up. But with a white sauce, obviously you're using milk. I'm using skimmed milk with this one, and then you just add in your cheese, and that's your cheese sauce basically. So I am just going to add a little bit of fat to the pan. You can use coconut oil if you wanted to. I have made a much sort of healthier version of this before, which I will do a recipe on that actually, because it's a really good white sauce to use, and it's quite nutritional actually. It's not sort of fatty, and there's no flour in it as well. So obviously if you're sort of gluten intolerant, celiac or anything, then you can make that white sauce. So all I'm adding in there is about a tablespoon of fat. I'm just using stock with butter because I do a lot of baking, so I've got that in. And I'm just going to wait for the fat to start melting before I just add in some regular plain flour. If I can show you the texture of the roux sauce, then I will do. I'm just going to grab a separate whisk because I don't want to mix the meat in there. So I've got a little baby whisk. Just going to make sure that fat is melting, which it is. Right, the fat is now pretty much melted. I'm just going to get this lump out. Right, so the fat's melted completely. So all I'm going to do is add some flour. You want it to sort of make a paste consistency. I can do this by eye, but it's probably going to be about, it's probably the same fat to flour ratio, so probably about a good heaped tablespoon of flour. But like I say, I can sort of, I've made this quite a few times, so I can eyeball a little bit. Give that a little mix around so that obviously the flour absorbs the fat basically and sort of forms a paste. And that's going to thicken your liquid that you're putting in. You could put some stock into this after. You don't have to use milk. You could make a different tasting, maybe a nice chicken stock or vegetable stock in there. That would make quite a nice tasting sauce, you know, with a pasta dish or even a meat dish. So this is the texture. Hopefully you can see it, but it's kind of like a paste. And as that sort of the flour cooks off essentially, it's going to thicken up your liquid. So I don't normally have milk in the house, so this is like a treat. I'm going to have a cup of tea. So you probably want to add about 100 ml of liquid at a time. Keep mixing it. It will look lumpy at first, but as the heat, you know, heats up the milk, it will thicken up nicely and the lumps will dissolve the hotter it gets. Don't forget to mix your meat and sauce up. So my meat is browning nicely. I don't want to take it off the heat too much. I don't want it to lose too much heat, but as you can see, that's getting some colour now to it. And the onions are softening, so that's perfect. Into this meat sauce, I do want to add some, I'm lazy, I'll admit that, and I've just got some minced garlic paste. You could add fresh garlic cloves, you could add garlic granules or garlic powder, whatever your preference is, whatever you've got in. I just like to use the paste because I think it's a little bit more strong tasting. So my sauce is starting to thicken now. It's looking really good, so I'll just add a splash more, and that's how you go on with the white sauce. Just keep adding a little bit. You can always add, you can't take away, and obviously if you go past that point where you've added too much liquid, it's just not going to thicken up, so it's best to keep adding a little bit at a time. and just let it get nice and hot. And keep whisking it around, and it will be a lovely creamy sauce once you add cheese, a little bit of seasoning, whatever you like. But that's your basic white sauce that you can use, you know, on fish, like I said, on meat, pasta. Works for anything really. Right, so this meat is getting nice and browned. I'm just going to grab a little herb mix that I've got. It's just a mixed herb, like an Italian herb. In here. Just having a root through what I've got. So I've got here just some cayenne pepper, just to give it a little bit of warmth. Nothing too spicy. It's not a spicy dish. It's, you know, it's a nice warming dish, but just to give it a little bit of back heat. Some mixed herbs and a little bit of Italian herbs. I haven't got a lot left on that one. But I'm just going to pop those in, about a teaspoon and a half of each. Really give that meat a nice flavour to it. Just a little dash of the cayenne. Nothing too crazy. Oh, that's smelling really good now. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And I'm just going to add, back to my trusty knife, I'm just going to add a dollop of garlic. I'm going to go with about that much. So again, about a teaspoon. You can always add more. You can't take away, but you can always add more. So we'll see. Give that a little mix through. That is smelling so good now. My sauce is thickening up nicely. You just want to leave that sort of on a low simmer. You don't want it bubbling away because the bottom will catch and it will stick and burn on the bottom and you won't realise, and then you come to stir it and ooh, it's just going to be all burnt. So my meat now is completely browned and I've added the spices, so I'm going to just add my tomato. You could add tin tomato if that's easier for you, if you've got that in. I just, like I said, I've always got cherry tomatoes in, so I'm just giving them a quick blend in my little smoothie blender thing. So I'm just going to add those tomatoes in. Just put some water in. Don't want to waste any of that goodness. Lovely chocolate. Wow, that smells lovely. It smells really nice. I'm rather pleased with myself. My sauce is thickening, so I'm going to add another splash. Again, about 100 ml, 70 ml to 100 ml of milk into that, and then give that a good stir. I'm just going to chop some cheese up like that. Open this up as well. So I've just got some organic whole wheat lasagna sheets here. You could use the normal ones, I just got whole wheat. I've just got some mature light cheddar cheese from M&S. Lovely chocolate. I'm just going to give that just a little. You don't want massive chunks because obviously it's going to take a lot longer to melt. You could grate this in if that's easier for you, but with me having my chopping board here and stuff, I'm just going to chop some of that cheese off. You want a good handful of cheese really. You want a nice strong flavour. You don't want a watery lasagna, do you? You want something nice and strong tasting. So just give my cheese a little chop up just into little squares for you there. I'm going to put some of this on the top. This is Muscle Foods Lifetime cheddar, so it's basically fat-free. There is a little bit of fat in there, but not a lot. For 100 grams is 2.5 fat, 7 carbs, and 29 protein. So that's off musclefood.com. And it is really tasty, but I'm actually going to put that on the top when it browns off in the oven. In the sauce, I'm just going to use the mature cheddar because I do want a really strong flavour. Just give everything a mix up. Add a little bit more milk to that. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of garlic into my white sauce. Just because I love garlic. My friends can taste for this. She's going to stink, but hey ho, as long as I enjoy it. that a little mix around. Lasagna sheets, you could soak them if you wanted to sort of start the cooking process off. You could soak them in a little bit of boiling water. I don't think I'm going to, because hopefully there will be enough liquid in the sauce to sort of get them cooking. Hopefully it won't simmer down too much. I'll try and show you this pan now because this meat is smelling really good. Hopefully I don't tip it all over my computer. But that's the meat in the sauce in there, the tomatoes. Just smells really nice. I'm just going to turn the heat down a tiny bit. Just want it on a low simmer now because the meat has essentially cooked really. We're just getting that flavour into it, getting those veggies nice and soft. Oh, yum, 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 yum. So I'm going to add a little splash more milk now to the sauce. Like I said, the slower the better really, because you don't want to make a sauce and then it basically is just like milk that, you know, it's not going to be a nice texture when you've actually cooked the lasagna. And I'm just going to add my cheese now to this. So just put my cheese into the sauce mix and give it a little whisk. That will slowly melt down and obviously will help thicken the sauce. So give that a little stir. I'll try and show you this. So as you can see, the texture, it's still a bit liquidy, but it's slowly thickening up. It's just a nice sort of velvety texture. So it won't be long now before we are going to be putting the dish together. I'm going to serve this with, I think, sort of like a Greek style salad. I have got some lighter feta cheese, so I might do a Greek salad just with some cucumbers, some onion, some feta and some garlic bread. Can't wait, I haven't had garlic bread for probably going on 10 years now. I mean, that is ridiculous. But that's the lifestyle I live. But tonight I'm just going to have a nice night with a friend, have some tasty food, girls' night, enjoy ourselves, and I've got cheesecake. Let me show you the cheesecake I've got back. Now, I would normally make a dessert because I used to be a baker, so I have got a sweet tooth and I do like making my sweet treats and brownies and things like that, but I've been at work today and it's just been a bit of a rush. So I've got these raspberry and vanilla cheesecake slices from Marks and Spencer's. Oh, they look so good. Oh, yes! Such a fat person at heart. Yeah, so my cheese is really starting to melt nicely now in that sauce. So it will just be a case in a couple of minutes of just assembling the dish basically. So, yes, I'm going to just grab a deep baking dish. This is my favourite dish. I picked up something that was really hot once and just dropped the whole thing and smashed all the handles off. But I love this dish, it's my favourite. How sad is that? So I've got a nice deep dish. Obviously you can put the layers in there and build it up nicely. My sauce is coming together lovely now. I'm just going to add a little bit more herbs to this meat sauce because I want the flavour to come through really strong. So I've done about 1 heaped tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of the mixed herbs. It depends on your taste and your preference. But I love mixed herbs and love stuff like that, so I'm just going to add that in. Just going to break down any lumps of meat that you've got in there because obviously you want a nice fine ragu sauce. Give that a mix. I think we're nearly ready, guys. Oh, this cheese sauce is looking really lovely. It's really velvety. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just going to get a deep spoon now so that I can start dishing stuff out. I'm just going to lay my lasagna sheets out. And hopefully, should all be good. Obviously, I want to treat my friend and hope she enjoys her meal and comes back and spends time with me. Be my friend. Okay. Into this meat sauce, if you were I mean, I haven't got any in. To be honest, I don't normally have it because it's quite sugary. And I don't really use it a lot, but you could add some tomato paste in there just for a bit more depth and a bit of richness. That's probably what I'd normally do if I had it in, but to be honest, I forgot to pick that up from the shop. So I'm just going to turn the heat off on the meat sauce. I'm just going to keep the white sauce just simmering a little bit, because if you leave that cold too long, it does form a little bit of a skin because of the fats from the cheese. So I'm just going to leave that on the heat for a bit and grab a spoon. So I've just got a deep serving spoon here, so I can just start layering up the lasagna. Okay. Let's hope I don't mess this up on camera, because that will be embarrassing. Right, my sauce is done. Take the whisk out, turn that off. Now I'm going to get it all ready. So bottom layer, I'm just going to put a very, very, very thin layer of the meat sauce. It's basically just to stop the pasta from sticking to the baking pan. So just a very, very thin layer like so. Just not a lot. And then I'm just going to layer up a couple of sheets. So I'm going to get one there, and then I'm going to snap this one so it fits the rest of it. So that's your first layer. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to start off with meat sauce again. Nice big spoon of that on top. Make sure you get that nice tomato sauce as well. You don't want it too dry, like I said. The pasta will soak up the liquid anyway. So make sure you get all that liquid on there. It's got a lovely layer of the meat sauce. And now just get some of that lovely velvety white sauce. Can you see that, guys? It's lovely and creamy. So I'm just going to combine those two together. Oh god, I can't wait to eat this. I've been eating all day and yet I'm starving. It's because it just smells so nice. Right, so we've got a very thin layer of meat. We've got a pasta layer. We've got another layer of meat, white sauce. So now it's another pasta layer. So 2 sheets there. And then the broken smaller sheets just to cover up any gaps, because obviously you don't really want gaps in it. And then back to meat sauce. Man, you know it's serious when I'm quiet. I'm just can't wait. Should be able to get another layer out. So again, another nice thick layer there. And then I'm going to grab my pan, just so you can see a little bit better this consistency. It's a lovely, silky, smooth sauce. Keep enough to finish off your final layer, so because you just want the sauce and the cheese showing on the top layer. We might mix a bit of meat though, we'll see. We'll see. Girls do like our protein. So this is going to be my final layer of pasta now that I'm just putting on, because it is reaching the top of the dish. And then, waste or not, I am going to put this meat on the final top layer. So just give that a little scatter around. Don't waste any of that deliciousness. I'll lick that pan when no one's watching. Okay, spread that meat around, and then final layer is last bit of the white sauce, and then we're just going to finish it off with some cheese, just so it was all ooey and gooey and delicious when that's baked in the oven. And like I say, I don't want to waste any. Get it all in there. I'm just going to finish that, guys, now with a little bit more of the cheddar cheese. So I'm just going to give that a little, just a few thin slices so it does bake nice, and then a sprinkle of herbs on top as well. You could put fresh basil on, you could put a few sliced tomatoes on the top. That's really nice, I've done that before. I'm just going to keep it simple. Just some nice melted cheese on there. So just the cheddar, I'm going to put a few slices, and then I'm going to put a few slices of the muscle food cheddar, just because I like the colour as well. It's going to give a nice colour when it's browned off in the oven, this is. So we'll slice that up a little bit. should be enough. I'm going to try and move the camera. You'll have to excuse the messy worktop because I'm one of those messy cooks who's just, I make good food, but I make a mess doing it. So I'm going to just move the camera a little bit so I can show you the top. Just got the cheese slices on. Hopefully you can see that. So you've got the cheese on there, the meat all layered up. And you want to bake that for probably about half an hour. You want the pasta to be nice and cooked through, but the cheese on top, you know, nice and bubbly and gooey. So about half an hour on about 200 degrees Celsius. Can't wait to eat it. I'm not going to put it in just yet because she's not coming for another hour. So I'm going to wait off a little bit and then whack that in the oven so it'll be nice and warm when she comes. Serve that with some salad, some garlic bread. I know it's not healthy, but it is delicious and it is made from scratch, all homemade, no cheats. Apart from the cheese, obviously I'm not chewing my own cheese, but you know, give me a break. So yeah, I hope you give it a try and hope you like it. And you know, please subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Give it a like. You know, let me know that you want to see more content like this because I really would appreciate that. So thanks, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Have a great evening, and I'll check in with you soon. Bye, guys.